Thanks for tuning in to ND Golf. I'm Nicholas Devine, and here we have it, the Cobra Speed Zone family of drivers. We have got the Extreme and we have got the Standard, but in today's video, we're only going to be testing the Standard head in the 9 degree. Let's see if the Speed Zone could make it into your golf bag in 2020. So while the shots are running, we're going to be talking about this driver. Now let's talk about looks first, and there are two drivers that we have in front of us. We have what we would call the white base and the yellow base. Now the white base comes with a matte finish on top, and the yellow base comes with a shiny top. Now for me, I am a person who does prefer the matte finish simply because of the fact that I don't like to get any reflection on the top of the head, and when you have that polished head of the yellow based driver, you do get a lot of reflection, and you also get a little bit of shine off the sun. Now let's talk about tech, and there is a hell of a lot of tech, just like usually that comes with Cobra. Every time they release a driver, there is a lot of technology that goes into it. Now we saw a CNC milled face before, but it is now a CNC milled infinity face, and it expands and it actually lips over towards the crown and also the sole of the driver. Now what that's supposed to do is it maximizes ball speed across the entire face. So if you have a slight miss hit, you hit it out of the toe or you hit it out of the heel, low, or wherever you hit it on the face, you're going to get more ball speeds than what you would have had from the F9, which also had a milled face, but it wasn't wrapping over onto the sole or onto the crown of the driver. Now we also talk about the titanium T-bar speed chassis, and that's supposed to help with collisions between the face and the ball, and that creates a lot of stability in the head and helps to increase feel and stability, as well as creating more ball speed. Now 360 carbon fiber wrap crown, it covers now pretty much the whole top of the head, and it helps to decrease weight, which also then increases forgiveness, but also increases speed of the club head, simply because there's a lot less weight in the head. So a lot of the things now, when you come to drivers that are hitting the market in 2020, it is all about aerodynamics, making the head as light as possible to create more club head speed so that we can get more ball speed. And with this Cobra driver, because it's lighter and we've got the technology of aerodynamics in this, it should transfer, and then you've got of course that infinity face, it should transfer quicker club head speed to quicker ball speed. But it doesn't really stop there. It has more CG lower in the head to create low spin and more launch. So again, making it extremely easy to hit and extremely forgiving to hit. And really at the end of the day, when we're going to buy a driver in 2020, what we want is a driver that's light, a driver that creates a lot of club head speed, as well as a driver that creates maximum ball speed so we can hit that ball as far as we possibly can. And then when we hit it off center, we're going to be hitting more fairways. And what could you ask more of a driver than that? Now when it comes to custom fitting with a driver, it comes really important. Now I tested this driver with a magnitude of shafts over the last week when I was putting it head to head against other drivers, and you'll see those videos coming up later in the week. But then also hitting it just itself when I was in the studio or in the driving range, and I was getting different numbers every time I changed the shaft. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to get fit when you're buying a driver. Now sound wise, it did sound absolutely amazing. I won't say it's probably the best sounding driver I've heard this year. Unfortunately, that goes to the Callaway Maverick. I thought that was absolutely amazing, but it was a really good solid sound, and the feel off the face from that CNC milled was extremely amazing. And like I said, I can't emphasize enough, the off-centered hits I was getting off this Cobra face, I wasn't losing too much distance. Okay, so let's look at the numbers, and they've both come up on the screen. Now club head speed didn't change, exactly the same, 104. But ball speed, you can see there, the speed zone was actually down in comparison to the F9. But then here's the big thing, on the average, the speed zone was better than the F9. Now why is that? Is because when I was hitting off-centered hits with the F9 in comparison to off-centered hits with the speed zone was performing better. So I was getting better overall numbers. Now the big thing I'm going to say about this is it worth if you had the F9 changing over to the Speed Zone? Yes and no. Are you going to get more distance out of it? No. But are you going to get better spins, and are you going to get a driver that is more forgiving? Yes, definitely. The Speed Zone for me is a hell of a lot more forgiving. And of course, it was also, the dispersion was a hell of a lot tighter. So Speed Zone is possibly a driver to actually move up from the F9. Now, if you're a person who has hit other brand drivers, because this is probably one of the drivers that gets most overlooked throughout the years, it is definitely a driver that you should go look at, especially because of one big kicking point: price point. This driver is going to sit roughly about $150 to $200 cheaper than the TaylorMade and the Callaway models that are coming out very shortly. So it is definitely a driver for you to go look at, because for bang for your buck, you are actually going to get a lot out of this Cobra Speed Zone driver. And so there you have it, the Cobra Speed Zone driver. Now, it's not much longer than the F9 model, but it does spin a lot better, and the dispersion is a lot tighter. So if you're looking for a driver, or you're looking to replace your F9, just realize it's not going to give you that much more distance, but the spin numbers are going to work more effectively, so you might get a little bit more run, and you will get a lot more control because it has a better MOI. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell, and we will see you next time on ND Golf.